Thank goodness. Season 13, episode 25, the season finale. Welcome to Lockpod, the Midwest.
Finally made it.
Midwest
Everybody
most dangerous
drops
podcast.
The craziest tea.
Coming to you live from the NECA IBEW, powered Indiana Lake County
Lindsay,
Studios.
you rolled in like 2 seconds prior to
I
the
broke
broadcast.
some laws getting here.
Did you?
Wow.
Nice, welcome. You
Which
look
I
ones?
did not. I will not admit to anything.
She's giddy.
I
Like,
can never
stayed up all
confirm.
night.
What do you think about wearing
Yeah, 'cause
Christmas
I was
gear
at
before
work.
Thanksgiving? Oh,
Ooh.
sorry, Linz.
We have like 4 different conversations
Kevin
going
just
here.
cut Lindsay off.
I got
was
distracted
like,
by
we were
something.
we were talking about me.
Sorry, go right ahead.
Okay. Well, I'm giddy. Like, I've stayed up all night because I was working all night, 12
Damn.
hours.
Really?
We like it
Party
when you
time.
roll right in here.
Yeah. So this is like 7 p.m. for me.
Nice.
7 p.m. Lindsay.
And it's true. Lindsay's right. If we could air the 5 minutes of
Yeah.
us talking during the
Very
intro
popular.
song, it would be the biggest show.
You
It would
guys
be the
always
Midwest-
save your juiciest conversations for right
Well,
before we
dude,
go on air.
there's a couple we could not straight up have on the air, or else I would be like
In
exiled
legal
from
trouble.
office. They would make me change my state of residence. Probably, I would have to move
Could be.
to Illinois or something
We'd
like
have
that.
to go to Puerto Rico or
The governor would forcibly evict me from Indiana.
Oh.
That may happen anyway.
It's probably on the way, but like
But we also had some fun with Kevin.
I'm growing
you know.
accustomed to my house. Yeah,
Yeah.
we were talking about.
No.
No, we're not going to talk about it.
Can we talk about your shirt?
I don't care.
How do you
People
get
leave
out?
shirts
How
for
do
me.
you? How can you wear a Christmas shirt before Thanksgiving?
Because this is
by
our
putting
Christmas.
it on.
This is our Christmas on Lockpod, asshole.
Oh,
because we're
this
gonna
is
be
it?
gone. Yeah, Merry Christmas. Fuck
Yeah,
off,
Merry
right?
fucking Christmas.
Tom's 10 steps
Whoa.
ahead.
Merry
Kevin.
Christmas, Kevin.
Kevin dropped the F-bomb real
Yeah,
early
dude.
in the episode.
So for those that are listening later, it says Merry Swiftmas.
I
And
do
it's
like
got
it though.
pictures of
Thank
Taylor
you.
Swift
I like
and
the shirt.
Mary.
I do too. I do too.
Where'd you get that?
I don't know. People leave it for me. I
know-
come into my office and their shirt's sitting on my
That's
desk.
pretty nice of people.
My father
know.
becoming a massive Taylor Swift fan in 2024 was not on my bingo card.
Agreed.
No, me
Agreed.
neither. It's,
I was a Taylor Swift fan before 24.
I feel like you were casual.
I was
But
going to
I
say, but
became a
now I'm
massive-
obsessed.
Yes.
Taylor Swift fan.
Not obsessed.
Has become
but,
a
like,
little.
I think she's the best.
surprising
art
No,
to
he
me.
just knows where she stays when she's flying around the
in
country.
Indiana, I did. I pointed
knew
it
her
out. I pointed it out to
specific
Patrick the other
location.
day when I was going to pick up our new puppy. We drove by Culver on the way there, and
Taylor Swift stayed there.
I did. I was like, Taylor Swift stayed there and flew by helicopter.
Tom asked to stay in the room
What's that?
at the place where she stayed.
No, dude, I wish. That's Ursay's place.
Ursay's joint.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a new puppy, man.
Wow, that's. Well, you
Little-
mentioned you were getting it. Now
Cavalier
it's actually here.
King Charles Spaniel. It's
That
like
sounds too fancy for me, man.
It is very fancy dogs.
it
sounds
is a
like
fancy
it.
dog. It was made to like
For
sit
kings
on.
and queens.
Yes.
And, wow,
He
look
was
at
It's
you
made
made
to,
to
guys.
rest on
made
your
to
lap.
sit on your lap.
Yeah.
Wow.
This freaking dog sleeps like 20 hours a day. It's so cute, though. It's literally the size of this coffee cup. It is
Really?
So, it's like this in your hand.
In your hands.
Yes.
Wait, not
So
currently.
tiny. Currently. So tiny. No,
How
it'll
old
grow
is
to
it?
be like 15 to 20 pounds when
Okay.
it's full grown. It's 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Wow.
It was born September 23rd.
Hey, Vez,
His
you got a
name is
picture of that? to throw
MJ.
up?
There was no pictures
His
in
name
Like
is
Michael
MJ.
Jordan. Like Michael
you
Jordan.
dropped the ball.
No, I
I'll
don't
send
care.
it to John.
I don't want people to know what my dog looks like. You know?
That's what
I
I was
don't
thinking.
care.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
thought there was a
care.
picture in chat.
Marissa.
No.
Dude, I already see what's going on with this. Lindsay, do you see what's going on with this? With this dog? With Marissa?
Oh yeah,
I'm being
she's-
boxed
she
out.
took him to work yesterday.
I'm being boxed out
Uh-oh.
by a short Polish woman.
So she's already taken the dog to work. Is this going to be like
Yeah.
one of those ladies that brings the dog on the plane?
I think, oh, yeah. She's already got the
Oh.
backpack.
Wow.
She's got like the little,
full.
like, the birth, like, wear it up front. It's like,
Like the baby Bjorn?
yeah. So, like, she's got that. And then, like, okay, let me tell you the story of the red Mustang. Is everything all right back there?
yeah,
Everything's great.
I'm just
The story of the red Mustang. Let me tell you the story of the red Mustang. I bought a red Mustang. I found a red Mustang after I lost a horrifying defeat in politics. I identified a red Mustang, had it shipped to Maryville. I purchased that red Mustang, drove it around for about a day. And then my beautiful wife, Marissa, decided, I'm going to take the red Mustang to work. And then she drove off, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? That's my goddamn car. And she just drove it to work, right? And then she informed me. She said, this is our car, honey. And I'm like, our car? And then guess what happened to the red Mustang? It's Marissa's car now.
Yeah,
See?
she named it and everything.
Wait,
Yes,
is this going to be
she
your
did.
dog?
The dog is the red Mustang.
Ah.
I should just name it Red Mustang.
So is your dog?
the dog, MJ. I should just name it Red Mustang.
I gotcha.
Right.
So it's similar to the red Mustang.
Yes.
You had it
meaning
for a day?
This dog was mine for
Oh, look at that.
when I picked it up.
Very cute.
Yeah,
that is
it's-
little.
Can I
dude,
show this?
That thing, yeah.
Show it, man.
That that little rope thing is like this big. It's like super small, and that dog is way smaller.
That dog
than the rope
is
thing.
a baby.
Very cute.
It's like, honestly, like Lindsay said, everything it sees is for the first time. It's like everything. When I drove it home, when I was yelling during the Notre Dame game,
That
everything
first
it's
day
experienced.
was very stressful for MJ.
Yeah, MJ. But MJ is interchangeable name.
Marijuana.
So you have
Marijuana.
TJ now.
Marissa Jill.
Wow.
Right?
It's named after Marissa.
Michael Jordan, born on the 23rd.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson, if
Look
I
at
want
you.
to campaign for office. And then everybody's like, do you love the reason? I'm like, dude, I named my dog MJ after Michael Jackson. Interchangeable.
It's
Do you
like
love
that.
weed? I'm like,
Junior.
I named my dog after marijuana. MJ.
Wow.
Everybody's like, this is the smartest dog name I've ever come up with.
No, it is not, because we had an original dog named Max.
Right,
And then we had a dog named Teddy.
right,
And then when Teddy died, we got another dog. We named him TJ, as in Teddy Jr.
right.
And then Max isn't here with us, but we got another small dog like Max, and now he's Max
Max
Jr.
Jr.,
Because
yes.
apparently we
MJ.
only reuse the
MJ.
same.
Yeah, we have two
couple
dog
names.
names, Teddy and Max.
And the next
That's
time
how
we get a
run with.
girl, it's going to be LJ for Lucy Jr. because
Wow.
that's the
Yeah,
trend.
and then it's going to get difficult.
Then
LJ
we're
the
gonna
third.
have
Wait, do you have a
MJ
third
the third.
Teddy or no? You
No,
said Teddy and
we have
TJ.
Teddy.
TJ, yeah.
Teddy Jr.
Jay
Well,
Vez.
congrats on the new,
Thank
Thank
the new,
you.
dog.
To Marissa's new baby.
Mm.
So Marissa's on the bench
Red
with
Mustang.
I don't know if you guys realize your circuit court judge now has a dog on. No, she doesn't.
The dog is sleeping in a box.
She does not have a dog
under
on the bed.
her desk.
Yeah.
I called that, by the way. I said she's going to start walking around with it, one of those dog purses.
She already did.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
She already did.
She got one. She got a dog.
Yeah.
I
purse.
can't
She got it.
wait.
First day we had it.
I knew it.
It came by Amazon on the first day. And,
Wow.
and this is funny. She was like, it's supposed to be here between 5:30 and 7 p.m. She was so excited for it, right? And I'm like, okay. Like, I've never
Put that
seen you.
dog in
And
the
then she was sitting there, and she's like, Tom, it's here. She's like out looking out the front window.
Oh, like
And then she like
Christmas.
met the Amazon guy for the Amazon pouch.
It was like Mary Swiftmas.
I might be in trouble for this show,
I
giving
hope
away
not.
Judge Marissa's secrets. But Marissa's, she has the dog, and that's,
Congratulations.
I'll never see the dog again, unless she brings it
We'll
So
home.
never
is
see
the
her
dog? Will the
again.
dog go on a walk with like TJ and Lucy?
This dog is so small, you can't really do anything with it right now. It's a baby.
He gets
Like, I
winded
can't put him in
walking
the
to
backyard.
backyard.
Not only
Wow.
that, like if there was a hawk or a falcon, it would kill it.
Oh, for sure.
This thing is tiny, so like
Oh, no.
we have to be outside with it at all times right now. Eventually, it'll be on his own. Like, but he's already messing with TJ and Lucy. It's
that's
cute.
funny.
I was gonna bring him to the studio, but I didn't think
Oh.
I could be an edgy asshole like I normally am with a cute little
I don't
puppy in
think
my
Marissa
lap.
would
tough.
have let you.
Oh no!
Oh, she might
it's
not
true.
have.
She'd be like, "Sorry, you
True.
can't
Yeah.
take MJ.
Unless
MJ's
you
my
take the dog purse.
MJ stands for my dog.
Yeah, well, you.
MJ stands
you
for my
agreed.
dog.
That's the title.
My
That's
dog.
interesting.
MJ stands for my
Makes
dog,
no
honey.
sense. All
That
does
right.
make
makes
no sense.
absolutely no sense. But
But
okay,
it works.
we'll go with it.
It's accurate though.
Sure.
Tell me about Morrissey, John. You've seen him 3 times this year?
Yeah, I think so. 2 or
Does
3
he
times.
recognize you in the audience now?
No.
He's like, "Hey,
No.
big guy,
Have
right?"
you jumped up
No.
on stage yet, John?
I think I have not.
Okay.
I have not. But that's a big
Didn't
thing
somebody
with
do it?
Morrissey.
That's
Yeah,
right.
that's a big thing.
No,
with
it's a
Morrissey.
big thing in every Morrissey
For
concert.
decades.
Really?
They just want to touch
Forever.
him. He's like godlike. And
Really?
a few shows ago,
Do you
so
get
many
younger if you
Huh?
touch him?
I don't know, maybe. But so many people overran the stage a few shows ago. They had to cut the show.
It looks
Oh,
like he's
man.
peeing on the audience in that picture you have right there.
He's facing away from the audience.
If he's
Yeah.
godlike, if he
video.
Put your
pisses on you,
glasses on. Oh, they are on.
he's
Get
facing the
better
wrong
glasses.
way. It does. If he was turned the other way, it would look
I'm
like
sure
he's
he'll
peeing
turn
on
around.
the pit.
So I went and saw Morrissey in Indianapolis.
Oh, don't rub it in.
And I'm
He
not
did
gonna
not
give
pee on the
Kevin.
crowd.
I'm not gonna give Kevin too much of a hard time.
If
He's
he's
supposed to go.
godlike and he peed on the crowd, though,
I was
Lindsay,
supposed to go.
you'd be blessed.
He's not peeing on the. Jesus.
Rammstein
Here we go
got
again with 3
kicked out of the United
conversations.
States for doing that.
Actually,
Oh,
I think that's illegal in Indiana.
I'm
in
going to
this-
miss the podcast.
Speaking of people coming on stage, in this video, you'll see the security guard kind of run towards someone trying to get on
No
stage.
wonder, John. This is what I remember seeing. I thought it was on TikTok.
Yeah, it
Here it is.
probably was, but
Great song, John.
Still the sun, still the sun there. Of what? Of what? Of a shyness that is fervent and bold. And the sun there. Oh, nothing in particular. Searching out, how can you say
That
sounds
is so
great.
good.
They
Dude.
sound good.
He was top of his game.
No.
That is How Soon Is Now, of course. Probably the most popular Smith
Do
song.
they not have security guards in like that well between the stage
No.
and the crowd?
There's this like pit
Yeah.
where it's 2 rows at the old National
That's old
Center,
school, man.
and it was just them in the stage.
That
That's so
sounds
great.
dangerous
Crazy.
because
Yeah.
like,
That
no
is-
wonder
That's how-
why
that's
they
how
get
they used to do
overrun.
it.
Is, well,
But like,
That's
that's
like
why
rock
he's
and roll
being
that we're
attacked
used
all
to.
the time.
yeah, that's how
Like,
that's old school.
we have evolved.
But John, did you go by yourself to that show, or Amy likes?
I went by myself.
Really?
I was
Why didn't you
supposed to
call,
go
dude? I
with.
would have gone with you.
Would you have really?
He stood in the
Like
crowd
the
and
prob-
shoegaze.
I would have
you,
been.
Tom.
I would have been afraid that that's the only song I know, though. That's the problem.
You
Like,
would have recognized other ones. Every
Really?
Day is like Sunday.
Yeah.
He did these songs. I've always wanted to hear him do live. Man,
How
it
long
was
is the show?
Awesome.
Well, you should have called me, dude.
Hour and a
Like,
half, 2 hours.
dude. That pisses me off a little bit.
You should punch him.
I'm going.
I'm
to.
sorry, man. I just thought, I don't know. I wouldn't have went, but
What day was it?
Friday.
Friday.
Huh,
Yeah.
Maybe I wouldn't have. Yeah, you're already talking me out of it.
There you go. You can't blame me, Tom. Tom's always like, here's Tom.
Yeah.
I'm totally in, guys. I'm
I just want
totally
to be
in.
invited, dude.
And then it gets here, and he's like, nah.
I just want to be invited, and so I can say no. That's all I want to do. Just invite me, okay?
He wants to know that you're thinking of him,
Yes, thank you,
but
Lindsay.
he doesn't think of you enough to go.
I would go.
It was
I'm a complicated
awesome,
person,
dude.
John.
It was everything I
Trust
hoped it would be.
Where was
everybody
it?
in
Where
this
was
room
it?
knows you're complicated. Now.
Where was it?
The old National Center.
I don't know where that is.
Really?
Is it a
There's
big
like
venue?
3 venues there, right?
Really?
Yeah,
In
inside
Indy?
that.
I've never gone to
Inside
a show
that
there, I
huge-
don't think. Is it? Man, dude, that sounds like a good show. How much are the tickets?
Dude,
way
was,
too cheap.
It
So
was
I-
$80.
I would have definitely
not bad
not
at
gone.
all.
And it was
I
like
can't go to a
That's
show that's only
fantastic.
$80.
no,
dude.
dude, it was like row S. It was so close.
It looks like
So-
you're in the pit.
There was a show the next day in Waukegan. I was trying to go to the
Oh my
Saturday
God, you guys
show,
are killing me.
and it was so
But you're gonna
I was
drive
able to get. I
Waukegan
could
back?
get a ticket on Friday if I would have got my happy ass down there. I was just too exhausted from the trial, but it was $64 in Indy,
What?
$280 in.
How is
Chicago
he keeping these
the
costs
next
so
night.
low? Because he's like a legendary.
Just depends on where. No.
performer.
Indy is always cheap, right? So
Yeah.
like $64 in Indy on Saturday night in Chicago is $280.
Not for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
No.
Well, but
no.
yeah,
$2,500.
Taylor's expensive everywhere.
So you saw him in Chicago, right?
No, Indy.
No,
Vegas and
I
Indy.
saw him in Vegas and Indy
Vegas.
and somewhere else. I can't remember.
He was $80 in Vegas
on this tour, John?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
John,
No, I'm asking for this performance. Was it Indy or?
That was Indy, yeah.
Okay.
This was a few nights ago.
I was gonna say, like, if you got show tickets to Morrissey in Chicago for $80,
I don't think that would
280.
happen,
It was
yeah.
280 for Chicago.
But like,
280?
and you, Kevin, keep in mind the Vegas show a few months ago was not even a part of a tour. It was a
Oh,
totally
wow.
different set list. It was like a residency.
Holy cow!
Oh, it was Vegas. I've seen him at twice actually. Once at Caesars and once at.
But he does different shows every night, right?
No, it's
not
mostly a set
entirely,
list.
but he'll switch up a song or two. Yeah.
That would bore me if I was an artist. I'm spoiled
yeah,
being a
but the
Dead
paycheck
fan.
would be phenom.
I know, but like being a Dead fan, you get like spoiled. Right,
yeah, but I
Kevin?
think that's true. I mean,
Because
I do
you
like
could go
the fact
see
that-
Dead night after night after night, 3 nights in a row, and
And it's
see
completely different sets.
completely. You won't even see the same song.
Which is incredible.
It is incredible.
I mean, wow.
Because then on the other end of the spectrum, we saw Taylor Swift, who does the same exact show every night except for 2 songs, which would be ridiculously boring. Like I saw Taylor, like Jill. Jill saw her on Friday with us, and then she went to watch it Sunday, and it was the same show. Different
Yeah,
seat.
but I mean, that's kind of like the way she structures it with like the themes and whatnot. It's like a musical rather than.
Yeah, it's a show.
And I think a lot of some bands that do have pretty set lists. It's songs they love, right? Songs so maybe
Yeah.
it's just they're into it. They
Yeah, but like, can you imagine
people
as
get,
an artist though?
Dude,
You're
people
like-
get excited every night?
Kevin, there's no way McCartney playing like "Hey
Yes.
Jude"
Yeah.
still.
He
He's
doesn't
like,
do that, right?
Yes.
He does the same show every night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His tours are the same sets.
Oh
yeah.
my god, dude, that'd be brutal.
I'm sure it's not as exciting
he's
as
got
it was
such
in
a big-
1966. That's for sure.
Dude, he's got to be like, that's totally for the check at that point.
Yeah,
I would
don't
say.
know. Yeah,
I've been listening to a lot more of Paul McCartney and Wings. I
love
like,
Wings.
I do too. Like that song 1986. I love that song. It's funny. I never really caught that song when it came through.
I don't know if I can't remember last time I've heard
1986.
1986.
Speaking of, I have this weird.
Speaking of.
I have this weird thing going on.
Speaking
right
of junior
now.
year in high school,
It is junior year in high school.
If it's a rash, you need to go to a doctor.
No,
not
I
talk about it
I want to
here.
ask you guys what you do about this. It's a weird situation. So like,
Oh,
I have
boy.
this guy I knew a long time ago. Okay, I'm not even going to get into details how I know him because I don't want to offend. Just in case
Does he
somebody's
watch?
listening.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Okay, but like
Wow.
I know for a fact
Probably a yes.
because I joined the military and this person joined the military before I did and lasted
So
all
this is
of
deep from the past.
1 year and was discharged less than honorably. He
this
didn't.
is a guy you know in high school.
I'm not going to get into details. I knew
Okay.
him back when I was in high school. Okay,
I
don't want to
because you said speaking in 1986.
I know. I just don't want to get into details because I don't want to fuck
right, fair
myself
enough,
up. I've
fair
done
enough.
this before where I fucking thought I was being sly and they figured it out in about 2 minutes after the show was
All
over.
right,
Not
got
very
it.
sneaky. So.
Okay, so this dude, let's just leave it at that, joins the military. I observe it because I was thinking about joining the military, and he did not last very long. Okay,
They kicked him out.
kicked him out, dishonorable. It didn't surprise me because the guy was a total fuck up. I remember that. Okay, so now, fast forward, I'm Facebook friends with this dude. Unfortunately, it's just one of those connections.
Fortunately, damn.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you're in high school and you have friends, and then you're 55 and you still have like a relationship with that person because you've known them forever, but you're not necessarily like good buddies. That's the start of the relationship, right?
Yep.
And I observe this person, and he pops up on my feed all the time. And it's not even, it's weird because we're not even that close of friends, but he's always on my feed, and he's posting these. Now he's like a big Trumper, okay? Huge Trumper, fucking working out all the time. He's a huge muscle head Trumper and super vet now, like fucking super vet. And I'm like, he wears shirts all the time. Veteran of the armed forces, super vet. Like, happy
not a
Veterans
vet.
Day. I proudly served my country. He puts the military picture he had when he was 18 before he was dishonorably discharged. He
my
puts
God.
that up, and everybody fucking, oh, thank you for your service. And I'm just,
How's that sit with
I
you?
burn the fuck up every time I see it. And I just want to, and like, I don't even know this dude. I just want to come in and say, dude, you didn't even make it a fucking year. And now you're fucking super vet, right?
Wow.
I want to, but it's so gross. And it's like, and the fact that he's a Trumper is beyond, it doesn't even matter that I said that, but it's just a further
It
thing.
adds
that-
another
yes,
layer.
a further
It's
thing
another
there.
irk
He's
for
just
Dad.
like, I'm a proud vet and I'm proudly supporting Trump. You were fucking dishonorably discharged, you cocksucker. Like,
Whoa.
you know, like,
I think
it
as a
pisses me
veteran,
off. It
probably
pisses me
only
off.
another veteran could probably say that.
Excuse
Right.
me, I shouldn't say that. I apologize.
Well, I'm
There's certain
sure-
things that shouldn't be said on LockPod, and I've never said that before. But it's like, dude, it fucking inflames me when I see this. I want to like go
Well,
through the internet and punch him in the
I mean,
head.
you served 6 years
But he's
honorably,
huge
right?
now, so I
mean,
would not-
You put
yes.
in a lot of time
I
underwater.
put in 6
and
years. I was
put
underwater.
Your put your life on hold.
Honorable discharge. Waited for 6 freaking years to start my life, and this dick
Yeah.
is like
There you
super
go.
vet, dishonorable discharge. Now he's going to tell me how to vote in the presidential race. Fuck off, man. I'm just, there's like little things that irk me, and that's just one of them. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm sure he's not the only person who's doing that on either side.
I just think it's gross.
I think you're justified, Tom.
I
Yeah, I
think it's
did
an
too.
6
attention
years in-
grab.
Yeah.
It screams immaturity.
You know what's funny though? I'm not like only Lindsay.
Yes.
Your whole life. How often did I talk publicly about being in the military? Your whole life.
Frequently.
Are you serious?
You're a politician, Dad.
swear.
Are you kidding me?
Not
No,
until
like
you-
at home,
Dude,
at home. And
I
stuff,
swear.
you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I was
weird.
going to say
Like,
that I don't remember. So
I didn't
this
say
is
it
my
until I ran for
recollection. My
Congress.
recollection is
2020.
Until you ran for Congress, yes.
Well, I
but
started
then
in
since
2000.
Then,
I started in
got busy.
2003.
It
So
happened
from
frequently.
2003 to 2020, I didn't even mention the military.
Yes.
And
that's
then all of a
correct.
sudden in 2020, I embraced it.
Yes.
Right.
I think you embraced it before the congressional race. I think
Not
I
really.
definitely know that
Usually
from
around
03.
Veterans Day.
Okay, Linz,
Sorry.
go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
Go right ahead.
And
You're the
it's-
one to giddy.
Hey, it's the finale. We're all
Yeah.
ready to be done for a little bit.
All right.
By the way, chat,
gonna
Naomi
sit back
says,
here.
tell us how you truly feel, Mayor. Ha,
Yeah,
ha,
no
ha.
shit. Sorry about that. I shouldn't have said what I said, but I tell you what, when I see that kind of stuff, like I didn't really talk about being in the military very much until I ran for Congress, and then I sort of embraced it. And when I see that kind of stuff, it makes me crazy. And especially knowing what I know, that guy didn't even make it. He couldn't hack it, and now he's like Superman, super vet. Usually, if they're super vets, usually they were dishonorably discharged. I've learned that in time. So.
Hey, so you were in 1986 there. I want to go to 1987. This was not in
Senior
the
year.
script. This was not in the script.
Uh-oh.
I watched a movie from 1987 last night.
Good movie.
16
First
Candles.
movie I've ever
16
I haven't
Candles
seen
is a
this
good movie.
movie before. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah.
Oh, you've never
That's-
seen
So
that
I know
before?
I was going to get that from you.
That's a good movie.
Great
it's an
movie.
Amazing
Yeah,
movie.
Chicago movie.
So funny.
What, Milwaukee to Chicago, right?
Yeah, a Thanksgiving movie.
No,
for
New
sure.
York to Chicago.
New
Wichita
York
to Chicago.
Yeah,
Wichita
there you go.
to Chicago, right?
Thanksgiving movie,
Did
right?
you ever see that, Lance?
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Really? John Candy? Do you
Dude.
know
I
who
don't
John
even know
Candy
who
is?
John Candy
Yes,
is.
you do.
Oh,
No.
show me his face. I recognize
You
faces
do.
more than names.
You like
This
he's
is
one of those
scary.
guys you recognize, but that shows you the generational gap right there, right?
Steve Martin,
John Candy.
Oh yeah. I
I
know.
He
mean-
died. He died
44 years old. I think.
real young. He was a
Dude.
Chicago guy, right?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm
They
not
don't
sure.
make movies like they used to.
I
man.
agree with you, John.
That
All
was
those
such a
big
good
guys
movie.
in the 80s kind of died early.
Well,
Yeah.
now those
Like
big
young.
guys are like regular. Now that's like in. I was watching this thing the other day.
Planes,
This is not
trains,
in.
and
This is not
automobiles.
in the script. Also,
So good.
I don't know why suddenly on TikTok I'm getting all these Russian surveys of Russian people.
No.
They go up to
Whoa.
Russians and they're like, "Tell me what you think of Americans," and it's fucking fascinating to me, dude. They'll talk to like random 15 people in Russia, and they're like, "What do you think of Americans?" And they're like, I like them, or who would you be with if China and America fought in World War III? And they would ask these Russian people, and I tell you, man, there's a lot of people, regular Russian citizens that like America from my unofficial
I've
survey.
never doubted that.
I agree with you, Kevin. Like, that's one of the things when we travel. Like, when I traveled to China, that was one of the things that surprised me the most is how interested in America the Chinese, regular Chinese
Sure,
citizens are.
I think
They
the
look up
same
to
thing
us.
with Iranians.
Right. I bet you it's
Regular
like that in Russia. You
folks
talk to
on
regular
the street of Tehran.
and they're like, "Oh, who do you like American artists?" They're like, "Oh, Kanye."
Sure.
But they know all of our artists. Taylor Swift. Like, they know all of our artists. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
The American experience is
As-
still pretty attractive to most people in the world, I think.
I really feel like we're at a dangerous point right now with this whole thing with Russia. Did you see that ICBM that Russia launched against Ukraine?
Yeah,
I
it's pretty
did.
scary.
That
It's
looked
like
horrifying.
a crater that's like 30 feet deep it left.
And
It's
it came in pulses
not good.
too. It, like, that
They
was
they
terrifying.
retrofitted it with conventional warheads, but that's what a nuclear bomb looks like
Yeah,
when it
that's
goes off.
crazy.
Well, I said this earlier on the show after the post-election show. If there's one thing I hope President Trump does is nip that war in the bud immediately. And he said he could do it in a day. He said he could do it in a
But what does
day.
that
I'm not
mean,
gonna.
Kevin?
I'm not gonna.
What does that mean?
Hold him to
You're
that.
they're gonna mow over the Ukrainian people.
No. I
That's what
hope
it
that
means.
I hope that he goes into Putin and says,
That's
"We
not
got to
gonna-
end this."
I feel like nipping it in the bud is a little too late. It's been going on for what, 3
I
years
tell you
now?
what, if you talk to Marissa's relatives in Poland, they're scared to death
I
right
would
now
be too.
that Trump is going to roll and let Ukraine fall, and then next on the doorstep is Poland. That's a legitimate threat for people in that part of the world right now.
It's
That's a
going to be the
legitimate.
opposite, though.
What's
I hope
that?
you're right.
It's going to be the opposite.
What's
Trump's
that?
going to come in and
Ukraine is going to take over Russia?
You think it's
no,
gonna
no,
get
no,
worse?
no. I'm saying
Get him to
Trump's
the
gonna
table.
come in and get him to. You guys, the stuff, Tom. I see what you're saying. Where the Russia dropping that bomb is scary, but dude, when we can't have an administration given long range missiles that Ukraine can fire into Russia, and now it's leaking
I think that should have been done years ago.
Now it's leaking that U.S. was talking about giving nuclear weapons to Ukraine for this fight. It's like someone's
I
got to
don't-
come in
I
and
didn't
say
hear anything about
enough's
that.
enough.
I didn't
Oh
hear
yeah,
anything
That
about
wasn't.
that.
That wasn't.
I didn't
gonna
hear
happen.
anything
There is
about that.
John. There's no
I
way
never heard
the
anything
U.S.
about
was
that.
giving nuclear.
We're gonna
weapons
give nuclear
to
weapons.
There was,
Ukraine.
there was discussion
No,
about it.
it's
Maybe
never going to
Ukraine
happen.
discussed it. I agree.
All right.
I
And
don't
we have
see that either.
non-proliferation treaties. We have like the UN security. I mean, there's no way. We have like all these START treaties. It's just not. Gonna
It's scary
happen.
what's going on over there, though, man. It definitely is.
Someone has to nip it in the bud, like Kevin said.
I agree. It
I
has to be
think.
nipped
I
in the
think
bud.
what
That
Trump's
implies
plan
this
is.
just starting.
I think
just
Trump's
don't
plan
like
is
that
to roll.
phrase.
He's going to be like, okay, we're done. We're not going to give you weapons anymore, and then Ukraine's going to freaking get rolled.
So-
like they're getting rolled as we speak, by the way. And if we stop giving them arms, they're going to fold.
Yeah, so I think what needs to happen, I think what Trump might do is just basically say to Zelensky, I'm not going to fund you anymore. Say to Putin, we need to get to the table, and hopefully that ends the war. But maybe that's too simplistic. Because I'm afraid of what you said, Tom. I'm afraid that he does pull the funding, that the Russians then are either relying only on the Western European countries for help, or I'm sorry, that Ukraine's only relying on Western European countries for help, and then Russia rolls. Scary.
And but John, the thing is that you have North Koreans fighting in this war now, and that was an escalation, by the
Yep.
way, and nobody responded to that really. Like, there's no negative consequences for Russia to bring in a bunch of North Korean troops, and then Biden says, "Okay, you can go ahead and launch these missiles," and now Putin's acting like he's going to nuke the whole world.
Right.
I think it's like a little baby and it's a dangerous game we're playing right now, man. Because the next one that he launches, you can't stop those. They're going Mach 10. The next one could be filled with nuclear weapons, and it could eliminate Ukraine problem altogether.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
Scary.
It is.
Very,
Shit.
very
scary
scary.
shit. That's like happening right now, and it's weird because there's a disconnect in America. Like
Totally.
nobody's paying attention.
Totally.
Or even worse than a disconnect, there are people in America and in the American government that support Putin.
But dude, like
They're taking over, bud.
But to Tom's point, like we're talking about who can use congressional restrooms right now in America.
It's stupid, John. I
like,
agree.
should transgenders be able to, like the first transgender congresswoman or man? I don't know.
I mean,
But it's
John,
like,
you're trying
what?
to change the dialogue, but the fact is that they're one of the most important
I
issues.
get what
is
John's.
what's
I get what John's
happening in
saying, though.
Ukraine.
John's like, this is happening over in this part of the world. We should all be paying attention, except for we're distracted over here
Consumed
talking
by
about
bullshit.
Is a little boy going to play sports against my
Well,
daughter? You know,
I don't think
Stupid
that
shit.
it's that we're definitely distracted, but when this first became an issue and Russia and Ukraine's fighting was like in the forefront of everybody's mind, it was for like 8 months and nothing happened. And now, so people lost interest, but also we didn't think anything was going to come from it because nothing happened. It's been, 3-4 years now?
That's a good
3
point.
years.
Everyone thought Russia was going to just roll
we thought they were
going to
steamroll it, and they didn't.
Yeah,
And
that
we
says
were
a lot about
people
Russia.
had Ukrainian flags in their windows. People were talking about
I
it.
still
They did
support 'em.
their
Absolutely.
Facebook profiles. Like
I'm
everyone was
worried.
aware.
I actually voted based on Ukraine.
That was
I
one
think
major issue for sure.
It's a major issue for me. I don't think it's a major issue for the incoming administration. No.
Well, and I think that's what is going to embolden Putin if Trump doesn't do
Right.
anything about it. If Trump doesn't rein Putin in, Putin is going to know that whatever he does in Ukraine, Trump won't object.
Listen, man, this is like a repeat of World War II. Nobody wanted to get involved when Hitler was taking over all of Europe. Nobody wanted to get involved. There's people in America saying, stay out of it. And we ended up in it. And we ended up in it in a big way. And we had to we had to launch a nuclear weapon to get out of it.
And I mean, you got to remember, Trump from 16 to 20, big part of his administration was we need to focus on America and not worry about world issues. And that isolationist kind of attitude, I think, is dangerous.
Crazy shit going on. And we're going to be off the air for the next month and a half, basically. When we come back, the next season in 14, we're going to be talking a lot about Trump's administration, obviously.
Sure.
I mean, which is great. It's going to be great material for us, for Lockpot audience. But I just hope this stuff in the world doesn't get out of control. And to me, Kevin, there's such a huge disconnect because we're setting all-time record highs in the stock market right now. Mm-hmm. It's like things could go bad so quickly in the world right now. And the stock market focuses on the future, and nobody's paying attention to what's going on over there, in my opinion.
Pretty scary.
So while we go to do some ads, and we come back, I want to talk about a letter that the EPA, talking about dumb politics, let's talk about the last EPA, the one that just got fired by the voters, a letter that they mandated to send out in Hammond. And what we've learned is not just Hammond, right, Kevin?
That's right. It came out all over the country.
So I want to talk about this letter and how stupid the letter is. And it shows you the stupidity of the people that were calling the shots at the EPA and why I think this shows why we're losing elections, because sometimes we're so idealistic. So anyway, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a local mayor, Denver mayor, vows to resist the Trump administration. We're going to talk a little bit about that. Then we're going to come out, talk some InfoWars, and hopefully get to a little questions from the audience.
Yeah, that Ukraine topic came out of, that was not in script.
I know. We started talking about planes, trains, and automobiles, and ended up on the Russian-Ukrainian.
What happens in Lockpod, you never know which direction it's going to go.
Never know.
So anyway, I just want, again, we're going to go through for the final time this season 13 our sponsors and keep them in mind as you're shopping through Christmas, and help them out. And if you need legal help, especially. So we have a lot of lawyers. Power in Indiana Lake County is our premier and studio sponsor. Power in Indiana Lake County is your source for the region's most trusted electricians. Are you thinking of finishing your basement, installing outdoor security cameras, or does your business have plans to break ground on a new project? Not a nude project, a new project.
A nude project.
Don't leave important projects in the wrong hands. With IBEW Local 697 electricians, you're choosing the highest level of safety and reliability. Visit poweringindiana.org today to ensure your projects in the hands of skilled professionals who deliver on time and on budget. Find your electrical contractor at poweringindiana.org.
Rogers Roofing. When you want the best for your home and family, trust the best in the business, Rogers Roofing. Rogers Roofing has transformed homes in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland for more than 55 years, providing quality roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, all backed by the best warranties in the industry. To learn more and to schedule your free consultation, visit rogersroofing.com or call 219-933-9145 today. That's rogersroofing.com or 933-9145. And remember, at Rogers Roofing, excellence is expected every time.
MCR Partners is your one-stop destination for top-notch expertise in economic development, finance, and planning. With a dedicated team geared up to tackle your projects head-on, they're your go-to comprehensive solution providers. Dive into a world of economic development with MCR Partners and let them guide you through the maze of opportunities. For more information, check out their website at mcrpartnersllc.com, and for tailored assistance, don't hesitate to reach out to Matt Reardon at 219-741-9511.
Boom.
Elevate your brand with Misprint, the premier printing and sign solutions in Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana. With a 30-year legacy of excellence, their experienced team, led by Rick Baltensberger, combines innovation and technology to deliver top-quality signs and printing, always on time and within budget. Conveniently located in Munster and Hammond, Misprint is your partner for creating impactful visual solutions. Visit them at misprintusa.com to bring your vision to life today.
Frankie V's. No need to dress up. It's a casual place. Bring the whole family. We have plenty of space. A hidden gem in Hammond. You don't have to drive far. Delicious food, great service, and yes, a full bar. Try our homemade pizza chips, Italian beef, sausage, marinara, and more. We've got delicious pizza, pasta, and Italian foods galore. Don't go where they don't remember you. It's just not the same. Come to Frankie V's, where everyone really knows your name. Visit us today at thefrankieV's.com for daily specials, full menu and hours. I went there Saturday night, had a great meal. What did I have? Pizza, Caesar salad, and a chicken sandwich.
Wait, when was that?
Saturday night.
You went there instead of Morrissey and Waukegan?
Well, I was out all day at the watching the
out.
IU game downtown, getting drunk, and then I came home and ate at Frankie V's.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Cantrell and Cantrell, attorneys at law. Are you injured or in trouble with the law? Give Cantrell and Cantrell a call and schedule your consultation with someone who is in court and at the jail every day. Call John Cantrell at 219-554-4LAW or visit their website at bettercallcantrell.com. John and his wife, Kristen, make a great team and are waiting to hear from you.
I should say that when I was at Frankie V's, it was great because they had the Notre Dame game on, so I got to watch the IU game in the afternoon, eat dinner, watch Notre Dame.
Yeah, whatever happened with those games?
IU lost. Well, kind of like, I think probably what most people expected. I think people were hopeful about IU winning, but they got pretty much blown out, and then IU did Notre Dame did what they were supposed to do, which was blow out Army. So
IU got blown out.
That's what I said.
Yeah. No, I know.
But
like people are like trying to minimize it. But
expected
that touchdown I got at the end of the game was garbage. It was garbage
Well,
time.
I would say that if it wasn't, I mean, not that it matters, but the special teams let IU down.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the
2
passing
touchdowns.
game.
The thing that I didn't love about it was, to me, Signetti was clearly not trying to win the game in the fourth quarter. He was trying to score another touchdown. And
Well,
they
he
were down
couldn't win
multiple. They were down multiple touchdowns, and any team in that position in a normal game is throwing the ball downfield to try to get a touchdown. Right? What was Signetti doing at the end of the game? He was running the ball, which made no sense because if you're running the ball, you're not going to win that game. He wasn't trying to win that game against Ohio State.
No, he wasn't going to win that.
He
game.
wanted the score to look better so that he could make the top 12.
Well,
Which is bullshit, man. It is, being honest. And I'm not an IU hater. I'm not. My son is a huge IU fan. My daughter's a huge IU fan. My other son, Tommy's an IU fan. But, Signetti, that was, to me, it ruined the game, sort of, because he wasn't trying to beat Ohio State at that point. He was trying to make it look better than it was. And it didn't look good.
The flip of that is that when teams pile on to make sure they get their,
True.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just right strategy.
It's the other side of the
it's the other side of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin, Eva says you did not call her, and that's crap.
I
don't
apologize.
know what she's referring
apologize,
to.
Eva. I'm
About
sorry.
going to Frankie V's
Frankie
without
V's.
you?
Gotcha.
Sorry, Eva.
Oh, when you're in that neck of the woods, you got to call Eva.
I should.
Yep.
Damn. Sorry, Eva.
Yep.
Got
Does she
busted.
call you when she's in
She
your
doesn't.
neck of the woods?
No, she doesn't.
It's a two-way street, Eva.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Anyway.
Hey, this weird issue, and I wanted to talk about it before we let go,
Another
because
one?
this is a weird issue. This is like a perfect example of the last administration, the Biden administration, the one that got fired by the voters in a high-profile manner. Why? I think a perfect example of why we lost. Okay, so this lead in the water issue is a issue that's a lead service line issue, is an issue across America that's in some communities, I guess it's concerning. I can tell you in this community, it's not very concerning because we use Lake Michigan water, which is very stable and base, and it doesn't eat away at corrosive lead layers. Okay, so and as long as we stay in Lake Michigan with our source of water, we're never going to have to worry about the lead service lines in our area.
Tom, could you explain what a lead service line is?
It's the line from the street to your house that the water that we get to you passes through.
It's like the water main goes to your lead service line.
Right. And the lead service line comes into your house. Sometimes inside your house you have lead service lines. And then when you turn on the faucet, the water comes out. And the fear is the water that goes into your cup that you drink has a bunch of lead in it. But in reality, we're constantly testing Hammond water, and there's no lead in it. Even though we had lead service lines, there's no leaching that occurs because of a protective film layer and a chemical we put in the water that protects us. Okay?
Boom.
Okay, so that's the issue. Now, idealistically, nobody should have these lead service lines, but unfortunately, old cities like Hammond has
All
a lot
around
of
the
them.
country, right?
All over
Yeah.
the country, not just Hammond,
That's right.
Milwaukee,
Chicago,
Toledo,
Toledo,
New York,
Cleveland.
Boston. Name off your Rust Belt city. Cleveland. Cincinnati,
Yeah.
Toledo. Like, okay,
Everybody
Pittsburgh.
used
Right.
lead back then.
Sure.
I'm going to give you an idea how
Philadelphia.
much, if
Keep
we
going.
wanted to change the lead service lines in Hammond, how much it would cost. Okay? $600 million right now to change just Hammond, bud. Just Hammond. Okay? So
Oh my.
I would hear about this rhetoric coming from Washington, D.C., from the EPA, like, we got to change those lead service lines in places like Hammond. And I'm like, give me the $600 million,
Right.
and I'll
Sure.
change it, right?
That's
And
why I put it on the backs of ratepayers.
that's what they want us to do in Hammond. They want me, a Democratic mayor, by the way, and they're Democrats too. They are like, Mayor Tom, you need to quadruple your water rates so that we can replace these lead service lines in Hammond. And it's unnecessary, by the way. We test our water in Hammond, and it's clean as a whistle. There's no lead, right? So you're forcing me to quadruple my water rates. The Democratic president, Democratic administration wants this Democratic mayor to quadruple my water rates so that they feel better.
And by the way,
This is not going to have any effect on the water at all.
the Democratic Party does pretty well in cities. Last time I checked,
They're determined to ruin it. They like the one strength we have in America in the Democratic Party is in the cities and towns. So there's Biden and Kamala and the EPA. How are we going to fucking get them knocked out of office just like we got ourselves knocked out?
Quadruple.
I got an idea. Let's change all the lead service lines across America. And if it's going to cost $600 million in Hammond, Kevin, how much is it going to cost in Chicago?
no, billions.
Like
Think about
Oh.
it.
50
Can you imagine?
billion?
Yeah.
50 billion?
I mean, call it, I don't know,
Okay.
5 billion, whatever it is. I don't care. 550, who cares at that
Okay,
point? right?
Milwaukee, Cleveland, Dayton,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
Washington, D.C., like all these cities.
Philadelphia,
How much
New
of a
York.
problem? It's a multi-trillion-dollar American problem, right?
Yeah.
For what? It doesn't matter because as long as when you turn on that tap and the water that hits your cup has no lead in it, it doesn't matter.
Well, I think, like you said, the idealistic deal is let's replace all this galvanized pipe with pipe that you don't have to worry ever about being a lead
True
problem.
story. But to do that is going to cost trillions. So what do you do in the meantime? The meantime, you just... So what happened? So the EPA, shortly before the election, funny enough, it was after recently,
the election. Yeah.
sent out a letter to everybody in Hammond.
No, so what they did is they mandated that communities send out a letter.
Yeah,
right?
the
Right.
water companies.
Sure.
So Hammond Water, we have lead service
you
lines,
go.
sent out a letter to every resident in the city of Hammond. Now, I just thought this was picking on Hammond at the time, and we've learned since then that this letter went out across the entire country.
Correct.
And what it did was scare the shit out of Hammond residents. Hammond residents get this letter, and their first instinct is, I have lead in my water?
That's right.
No, you don't have lead in your water. This fucking stupid letter was forced by us to send it out to you, even though your water is perfectly clean. These idiots in Washington, D.C. are sending this letter out to people across America, scaring the shit out of them. And then what's the goal? Like, we can't fix this problem unless you give us trillions of dollars.
It's why send the letter. It's so
stupid.
Dude,
I mean,
this
like-
is wild.
It's
So,
the
like-
stupidest thing ever. So, like, everybody in Hammond got this, John, and they're calling City Hall, and they're calling the water department.
putting it on
freaked out.
Facebook.
The water, I got lead in my water.
Well, who do they
no,
blame?
you don't. You have the cleanest water probably in the United States of America coming from Lake Michigan.
Well, and who
Yeah.
gets the shit? It's the city. It's City Hall.
It's fucking stupid, man. The Democrats run cities and towns for the most part. And this Democratic administration is fucking killing us right now. Like sending a stupid letter out that had nothing.
Think about mandating this letter to go out before you even have a solution to the problem.
Yeah, look
There's
at
no
this.
solution.
I
There
didn't
is
even
no
read our letter.
solution to this problem at this point.
Unless you come up with trillions of
They are
dollars.
literally giving like a trickle of money to try to do like an experimental project on like 50 houses.
Okay, in
Like,
Hammond,
right, in Hammond.
each house is going to cost about $15,000 to rent
grand.
it.
15 grand.
We have 20,000 plus houses that
Yeah.
need $15,000 worth
Do
of
some
work.
quick math.
So like that cannot be done locally without. I would literally have to charge so much for your water. It would like run people out of business. They wouldn't be able to turn on their faucets. It'd be so high, right?
Yep.
So there's no answer to this problem. Washington, D.C. still wants to send this letter out, scare the shit out of everybody, and they don't even have an answer
That's what
to
I'm
it.
saying. That's the most frustrating thing about this. It's like there's
What's the goal here?
This
To scare
information
people?
is already out there. You can go look up like what are the effects of lead,
Right.
And I mean, and they don't have a solution, but it's like, oh, send this letter out. So dumb.
Bizarre.
So Kevin did some research.
Yeah, I did a little bit of research. I found that like there was an article out of Jefferson Parish, Louisiana. You know, there's
Same kind of thing, right?
Yeah,
People
like
are
why
freaked
did I
out.
receive a letter in the mail about the possibility of lead in my service line? Boston. There was a Boston Globe article. There was something in Linden, Massachusetts, throughout Pennsylvania. On and on and on and on.
Wow.
I mean, it's like 1 million letters went out in recent days in Boston. 1 million letters.
Right. And their water, I presume, is perfectly fine,
I'm
just
sure
like
it's
our water.
fine.
Hammond water is so clean. Like, I would guzzle gallons of water right out of a tap with no problem. Right out of a freaking hose with no problem, right? And still, we send out these letters and just scare the crap out of people.
Isn't Aquafina? I mean, isn't that Hammond water?
That
Ultimately?
it is Hammond water. It's Hammond because Munster is our customer. Munster has the plant. I'm sure they filter it one more time.
Sure.
But it's Hammond water.
But Aquafina is Hammond water.
Hammond water.
I just think this could have been done in such a better manner by going. You know,
Shouldn't
if you need
even been
information,
done at all.
yeah. Well, if you need information about the lead lines in Hammond, call the water department up. EPA. If you need data, they'll give you the data.
I wish I had lead lines in my house. Because I can't say that I have lead lines because it wouldn't bug me a bit. My house was built in the 80s, so it has regular lines.
I mean the service line.
Service lines. If I had lead lines, I would be just fine drinking out of and I drink tons of water, by the way. So
This is great. The EPA has been working for years to find and eliminate lead, and this is what they've come up with. Send out these letters. This is
after
where
they
we're
lost.
at.
After they lost.
Right.
It's
So like
bad.
I want to remind the Democratic Party and these idiots at the EPA that are just about to get fired, okay? Our fucking goal in elections is to win elections. And if you win elections, you could do shit like this. You could try to clean up the lead in your water. And if you're going in the wrong direction, the voters let you know. You freaking idiots. That's the problem is we don't think about winning elections. We think about idealistic stuff. Let's eliminate lead from all lead service lines. And then somebody would tap me on the shoulder. Mayor, that's going to cost us trillions of dollars and we don't have the money for it. And then I'd say, okay, I'm never going to mention that again because it's a problem we don't have a solution for.
Or if you want to work on that problem, get funding from Congress and figure out the pilot program, work on it, figure out a solution over time, get a long-term plan for it, but don't like force communities around the country to send out a letter when you have no ability to actually address the problem.
Agree.
So dumb.
Talk about another mayor. Let's talk about the mayor of Denver. His name is Mike Johnston.
Mike Johnston, yeah.
Mike Johnston, the mayor of Denver.
Heard of him before.
Name.
Very American. Yeah. He is apple pie and Chevrolet. He drives a Chevrolet.
Popular mayor.
I never heard of him. But anyway, that doesn't make him unpopular. I'm going to Denver shortly, too.
Maybe you'll run into him.
Oh, that sounds fun.
I should call him up and give him some advice.
All right.
First advice I would give to him is don't do what you're about to do, my friend.
Really?
Don't do what you're about to do, my friend.
Okay.
My young friend.
I thought you were going to cheer him on or something. Oh?
No. It's a new leaf, John.
Wow.
So Denver Mayor Mike Johnston, Democratic mayor, vowed to combat President-elect Donald Johnson. Donald Trump's proposed mass deportations and defunding of sanctuary cities. The former Colorado state senator said he would use local law enforcement and 50,000 city residents stationed at the county line to create a Tiananmen Square moment on Thursday.
But does that sound like a dumb idea?
Referring to the infamous image of a Chinese student staring down a government tank during the 1989 uprising in China. You'd have every one of these Highland moms who came out for the migrants, and do you not want to mess with them? Johnson told the Denver news site. Trump's incoming border czar, Tom Homan, said he will crack down on immigration regardless of local resistance. Still, not only would the city police not assist federal immigration enforcement, Johnston claimed that his state's leadership is also unlikely to allow federal forces to mobilize in Colorado.
Wow, what would Rakita do with him?
No shit.
Probably have a aneurysm.
Yeah.
I can't believe what you just read.
It's stupid, man.
I mean, it's all this like tough talk. And I'm thinking to myself, like, why are you? What is going on?
You think he's
here?
running for president or something?
No.
He's gonna pull a
no.
Because
Is
I
it
think
an
that's what.
election year for him?
Because like I hear that coming from Gavin Newsom in California. I hear him saying that he's the governor of California, obviously, and he's running for president. So I think that if you're running for president, you can't go along right now. You have to be like, screw you,
point.
DC. I'm fighting, right? But like I can tell you in Hammond, I'm not running for president, and I'm not fighting shit. I'm not, dude. I'm going along and shutting the hell up so I don't get indicted by freaking Matt Gaetz or whoever the hell takes over the attorney general.
Matt Gaetz, who has a cameo now.
Dude, like, who has a cameo. But
I
like,
want that so bad.
somebody, like, I tell you, this new administration is a bunch of hacks. And if I stick my head up, they'll indict me. So I'm shutting the fuck up. Going along and getting along. America spoke loud and clear.
Seems to me that, like, it's kind of one of those things that you kind of want them to make their own mistakes and suffer the consequences.
I
mean,
believe
if they're going to
you're
go
right.
in and you know, and that's just my attitude. I mean,
I believe you're right, Kevin.
The other thing is, let them go ahead ahead. Maybe they'll be successful. Maybe some people think that,
Good,
right?
good.
And
Maybe
if
they
that's-
will be.
and we're going to deport 3 million people. Have at it.
I tell you what, dude. I totally agree with Kevin. Like, if they're going to come into Hammond and they're going to round people up and deport them, it's going to be sad. I'm going to cry. I'm going to be very sad inside. I'm going to be mad. But I tell you what, I hope if that does happen, that everybody gets together and votes all these pricks out of office 2 years later. And then when Trump's hand-pointed number 2, whoever's going to run for president in 4 years, you'll remember moments like that, and you'll vote against that MF too. And we'll get rid
at
of
this
these
point,
people.
it's like they got voted in. Let's see what this is their plan for America. Let's see what happens. And
What do you think, John?
Well, I know Trump, this was a big campaign promise, so he's got to do something.
Yeah.
And it's either going to go over well or it's not.
So like Hammond is super diverse city, and I know for a fact there's undocumented people living in the city of Hammond. I know for a fact.
Yeah.
I hear about it often
Every
in
city,
schools.
You know?
I had students with undocumented parents.
Right. So like it happened. It's of course in a city like Hammond where there's a heavy Hispanic population, we're gonna have our share of undocumented, and now I have the president of the United States threatening to deport everybody, and I don't know what we're supposed to do locally.
well, I guess
Am I
we'll
supposed
find
to
out.
fight?
We're going to find out. We're going to find out if you get a notice to say like round up these
I'm not rounding
these
shit
18
up.
people.
We're not rounding shit
I'm
up.
not going to do their job.
We're
for
not
them.
rounding shit up. They're going to come in and do it because
They
then
probably will.
we're not doing shit. Hammond Police Department won't help them, but we're not going to hinder them either.
We're not going to stand in their way.
No,
Right.
no. I'll let them be like the
heavy.
the Nazis that come in and like deport people. They want to be that. Then Hammond Police Department won't be any part of that. But we're not going to hinder them either, like you said, Kev.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely a federal policy. I think if it's a federal policy and they're going to come in, the state, especially local officials don't really have much of a choice. I don't know what the state officials can do. I don't think much either. And the federal enforcement agencies are going to come in and do what they're going to do.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about illegal immigration, so.
Illegal. I
So-
agree. But like,
I mean, we're also talking
I'm
about
not
potentially
mean-
dreamers, and that concerns
agree
me.
with you.
Yeah,
I
what are we
agree
going
with
to
you,
do about
bud.
that? Or
I
what's
tell you
Trump
what,
going to
that
do
makes
about
me
that?
sick to my freaking stomach to think about, because I know a dreamer personally. She's been in America her whole life, and she's a wonderful young lady. She's college educated. She's American as they come, but she's undocumented because her parents were illegal. She was born here, the whole thing. So what do you do with her, Mr. President?
Hopefully they're
Mr. President,
the
what do you do
dreamers
with
are
her?
low on the list.
Who
I
would
haven't
I
heard-
mean, like if they start kicking out dreamers, geez, oh Pete, man, that's a freaking nightmare.
But
We're
if you
like,
listen to Jim Banks said every undocumented
She doesn't
person
have
should
a
be
home.
kicked out.
she has no home in Mexico.
I'm with you.
Like she's never. I mean, she's probably only been there on
Our
trips.
Indiana senator-elect said that it should be the number one priority when the Senate reconvenes in January and they get the new Congress in. The number one priority should be to deport every undocumented person in America.
Well, you can try.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they're going to do.
Good luck.
I mean,
So what? Like they're going to activate the Indiana State Police because the Hammond
I-
Police. I doubt the Lake County Sheriff's going to participate in that.
Yeah,
I'm
but
not-
also like they're undocumented. Where are you going to find their records?
Well, I think you can start with the felons.
but I think
Okay.
they're doing
There's
a
a-
pretty good
there's a
job of
nice
getting them
list
out of
there.
town, John. Right? I mean, I know somebody just last week who was arrested that was undocumented, and he's already been picked up by federal officials.
Wow, good.
Under a Biden administration.
How about
So
this?
That's already
Good.
happening.
I was getting I have HAST is one of the departments that reports during staff meeting. HAST is our local charter high school. It's run through a board, but the city had a lot to do with putting it together. HAST already reported a drop in the number of students they have because some of their students were undocumented and they're already leaving, John. They're leaving Indiana.
No way.
Yes.
Wow.
It's already having an effect in the city of Hammond and HAST, our high school. Like a number of them, by the way.
Yeah, good students.
Yeah.
And families. And
Americans,
This
by
is
the way.
yeah.
And
These
these
are
kids,
like-
these are dreamers.
They're dreamers. Yeah, they're through
And
no
their
fault of their own.
families
They
are
were
fleeing.
born here, and
Yeah,
their families came here they're undocumented.
it's a tough issue, man. I mean, I get it.
Not for a simpleton.
Yeah, it's a tough issue. I if there are criminals here, that's a problem. We all know that.
But what about the non-criminals?
I know.
The
They're
dreamers. You know?
here, and then they're here without
back legally.
documentation, and
I mean, it's not her fault, John. The one I'm talking about, it's not her
no,
fault.
I agree, Tom.
She was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
born.
Sure.
She was just born.
Sure.
It's not her fault. Her parents came here.
Hopefully, the dreamers are way down on the list.
And
of,
she's, by the way, no accent, nothing. No accent. She's American.
Wow.
Dude.
Wow.
She was born here,
Yeah.
raised here. Like she's, Mexican citizen, I guess, or American citizen with
Or
dual
maybe no
nationality,
citizen.
whatever. Yeah, she's like a no citizenship, right? But you would never in a million years think that she should be deported back to Mexico. You know what I'm saying?
I've heard the new guy he's replacing Mayorkas. Man,
very rough.
He doesn't seem to have any.
Oh, he seems like a big dummy.
He's like they should leave together, kids and parents.
Yeah,
He's
I think
like,
I saw that.
Damn.
I saw some past congressional testimony from him.
I think I have a feeling that 4 years from now, it's going to be a blue wave, just like we just had the red wave, overreaction to Trump's overreach. Trump and his administration, they're going to overreach in a big way. It's going to be shocking. And then we're going to kick their ass 2 years from now in the midterms. And then 4 years from now, we're going to knock them out of office.
Find out.
That's the way it works, right, John?
Yeah, over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure as day turns into night. But unless Trump knocks it out of the park, that's
There
the
you
only
go.
thing.
We can all hope for that.
Somehow he ends all the wars.
I hope he does. I hope he does. Honestly,
end the wars.
If he does,
Hezbollah and Israel already got a peace or a ceasefire
Trump's
deal.
third term.
Trump's third term because we don't have to vote anymore.
Yeah, we don't have term limits anymore.
One can only hope.
I mean,
he's so good.
He's
the
said
best.
how tough he is against other
It's
countries.
like why would
so let's see
he's
what
a
happens.
FDR like? Why would we get rid of a guy like
That's
FDR?
right.
I love Xi Jinping. Let's make it like that over here.
Yes, love letters with Kim Jong Il.
Love letters, Kim Jong Il.
All right, we got a couple really cool stories to piss you off on the way out before we close for the season. Yes, this is Lockpod's last season. Excuse me, not last season. Season 13 finale, episode 25.
Don't do that to us.
No. What would we do? What would we do with our Tuesdays?
What we do with my
and
Monday
Fridays?
nights, Thursday nights, Tuesday mornings,
with
Friday
our Mondays and Thursday night and Tuesday and Friday
all
morning.
that time.
4 days a week. There you go.
What would you do?
So anyway,
You want to do ads and come back?
yes.
All right.
Calumet Brewing, thank you very much for being the sponsor every season of Lockpod. Michelob Ultra is a superior light beer brewed for those who understand that it's only worth it if you enjoy it. Containing only 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, Michelob Ultra is a light lager brewed with the perfect balance of hops and wholesome grains, producing a crisp, refreshing finish. With Michelob Ultra, there's no better time to crack open a cold one. Head over to Cal Brew or Michelob Ultra social media for info on this great family of beers. Enjoy the Michelob Ultra lifestyle with beers, and cheers responsibly.
I tried a Calumet Brewing product last night called Hoop Tea. Has anyone ever had that?
No.
It's like some
Sounds like
Oh,
Ripple.
yeah, they were pushing that
It is
over
like
the
Ripple,
summer.
John.
Hoop tea?
Yeah, it's like
Sounds like something Phil would
It's like a
drink.
Twisted Tea version. It's like Twisted Tea.
It is what Phil would
Yeah,
drink.
yeah,
There
it is
you go.
for sure. Tortillas Nuevo Leon is the gold standard of Mexican cuisine across the Midwest. Look for Tortillas Nuevo Leon's popular red and white label on your local grocery store and enjoy quality Mexican products made with local expertise.
That is
Whoa.
not the right song. Holy
me.
shit.
We're starting over.
Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia, de todo corazón. Tortillas Nuevo León, hechas con amor, para ti, tu familia, de todo corazón.
For decades, the Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency has been located right on Indianapolis Boulevard, serving all your insurance needs. The Prestomer Agency specializes in a wide range of insurance products and services, including auto, home, business, life, and much more. The Prestomer Agency serves thousands of people and businesses throughout the Chicagoland and Midwest. Call Ron or Ronnie today at 219-844-0103. They're here to protect what matters most to you.
Also with us every single season, Ron J. Prestomer Insurance Agency. Thank you very much. Branding Room 4. Floor. Don't let your business get lost in the shuffle of generic branding and aimless marketing. Trust Northwest Indiana's award-winning full-service marketing agency, the Branding Room Floor. Providing data-driven results to help your business grow in a crowded market is their specialty. From website development and digital advertising to graphic design and branding, the Branding Room Floor will set your business or organization on a clear path to strategic success. Don't wait another day to get started. Visit thebrandingroomfloor.com today.
All right. Thanks to our sponsors,
That's it?
Kuklakis Law. Are you facing sorry. Kuklakis Law, are you facing legal challenges and don't know where to turn? Look no further than Kuklakis Law, your trusted source for legal advice in Indiana and Illinois. Do you need help buying or selling real estate? Call Kuklakis Law. Forming a new business? Call Kuklakis Law. Injured in a car crash or at work? Call Kuklakis Law. No matter what your legal issue is, call 219-671-6347 to schedule your free consultation. Who are you going to call? Kuklakis Law. Hablamos Espanol. Thank you to our sponsors, all of our sponsors, including our studio sponsor, Power in Indiana, Lake County.
Hey, so when are we coming back on the air?
Sometime in January.
right after the new year, right?
2026.
Yes,
Yeah.
2025.
So we're done for the year.
2026.
Yeah. So we're done for the year. We always knock off during the holidays. As you can understand, we do 25 episodes per season, and we get burned out after 25. I could tell you at this point we're out of material usually, and we're all pretty burned out. So we'll come back. We'll have a lot of material in January, and we'll hit it hard again. Right as Trump's getting ready to take over the United States government. So should be
Have like an inauguration show.
Yeah, we'll be like the loyal opposition over here, Kevin and I. John will be
I'll be in D.C. at the inauguration.
And it's going to be a huge crowd again, I'm sure.
I'm sure the biggest.
Hopefully,
If
I'll be
somebody
traveling.
says storm the Capitol, don't do it.
Yeah,
now,
John,
okay?
we're
No,
warning you.
none of that
Don't
this
do it.
time. None
There
of
was
that
no
this
problems
time.
in this election.
That's right,
funny
somehow.
enough. I know.
Isn't it crazy
was the
how there's no
cleanest election
fraud?
in American history?
Isn't
Almost.
insane.
The Republicans were on
I know.
top of it this time, man.
Yeah.
Finally,
I'm
they
sure
were
that
one.
was it,
4
John.
years ago, it
In
was
Philadelphia,
sloppy.
too, in Atlanta.
Sloppy
Well, there
4
was
years
some
ago,
funny
and this
business.
year, yeah,
No fraud. It's amazing.
right.
You're so salty, Kevin.
No, I am salty about that, John, because I just think it's amazing that when Trump wins, the election was fine. When Trump loses, it was stolen.
I feel like a sucker because in the
it's-
elections I lost, I should have just hired a bunch of lawyers instead I got
right.
screwed.
You should. I'm not convinced there wasn't funny business.
But
in
like
your
honestly,
congressional
John,
race.
like I know, but like if let's say I did, I mean, first I couldn't live with myself. I mean, if we all start challenging elections and alleging illegal stuff happening when there's no proof that there's any illegal stuff happening, it's just going to undermine people's faith in the system.
That's right, which is what he did.
He did.
Yeah.
He hurt America.
He has hurt America over that.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
I'm
man.
pretty
He's the
sure
president.
I'd like to see the numbers of people who turned out to vote because they've lost faith in voting machines and the whole process itself.
Well, it hurt him in 2022 when they ran the Georgia election. Trump was like, "Don't go vote," and they didn't. And Democrats won.
No, Trump had about
Georgia.
the same turnout. What I thought was interesting is the Democrats, suddenly 15 million Democrat voters disappeared this election, which is
I think they voted for Trump.
literally impossible.
Well,
but
listen, man, the Democrats are going to eat what they deserve because they screwed up so bad when they and all we have to do is play back Lockpod when Joe Biden made the decision to run for his next term. I know I've pasted him on here. In the very next, I guarantee you, if we rewind it and play back what we were saying on here, and I was nervous about that, by the way, because you're not supposed to do that stuff. Everything I said came true. If you rewind it, and I'm not going to say I wasn't intoxicated with Kamala. I was. I thought she was doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look back, you can't run for president in 4 months.
Yeah, I mean that's what hurt her is that and you were right, Tom. I mean you were definitely more critical of the president than I was over Biden deciding to run. And the truth is, what should have happened is he should have not run in the beginning and allowed for an open primary and see what happens. And get a
he could have
rerun.
run against
Get a
Pete Buttigieg. He could have run against Gavin Newsom. He could have run against Kamala.
Yeah.
He could have run against Gretchen. We could have had this knockdown, drag out primary. And if Biden walks out of that, the victor, God bless
I'm
you,
just
man.
saying he doesn't even take care. He doesn't even participate in the primary. He just says, "I'm not running. I'm doing 4 years. I'm done." That's what should have happened.
Well, I agree. But like if he wanted to run, he should have been not protected. But the DNC protected him. And like we said, a U.S. congressman was running against him, and the DNC just shielded him. It was like
It
Rocky.
was bad.
You ever see Rocky 2? Everybody's seen Rocky
Yes.
2.
I haven't.
Yeah. What
was a
was
sad
his
one.
name? What was his name? The old dude that died?
Yeah,
Forrest.
not Cash. Oh, jeez.
He was like protecting
You're gonna
Rocky.
drop
He's like, he'll
some
kill you.
spoilers.
No,
Yeah.
that's Rocky 3. He'll kill you, Rock. I've been protecting you this whole time. He'll kill you.
Carl
He was
Weathers.
yes, he was talking
Carl
about Mr.
Weathers.
T.
There you go.
Talking about Mr. T. That's what happened. That's what happened. The DNC was protecting freaking Joe Biden from Mr. T. Donald Trump.
And then
Mr. T. Donald Trump.
But then Rocky came back.
And then
Okay.
they all just skipped the process after that and went with Kamala. Like, Pelosi was a chief architect of that.
Well,
and-
yeah, we were just talking about the guy in Denver. Is he running for president? We're 4 years out from the next election,
No,
and
somebody's
people
running,
are
babe.
already thinking about it.
Yeah.
right?
Figure this
Yeah.
shit out.
Gavin
Yeah,
Newsom.
that's 4 years ahead.
Yeah,
of
but
us.
yeah.
people
yeah.
are thinking about it when Biden was thinking about whether to run or not. I
Yeah.
think we had a good bench this time.
We did.
You
we have
gotta
a great
have
bench.
4 full years of planning and like strategizing to get this thing off the ground. And
If you were like a great basketball team and the thing about the basketball team they always said is this team has a great bench. Like when you get to that point, when you bring the bench in, this team is going to be so effective, right? But if you never play the fucking bench, you're never going to see it, right? We can have a great bench, but if you never let the fucking bench play, then nothing, like let them play. Like Joe Biden, you're 81. Get the hell out of the way and let them play. We have elected officials here locally, Kevin, that won't get the hell out of the way. I'm probably viewed by a lot of people as one of them. I've been on the job 21 years. I'm only 55, thank God. I got time left in my career, but get the hell out of the way. These old ancient fuckers that hold job for 30 and 40 years, get the hell out of the way.
Well, and I think it was a lot of people maybe surrounding him that wanted to hold on to their
Of
power,
course.
right? Because that's what it always
Of
is
course.
in DC and anywhere, really.
Kevin, that goes
hold on to
okay.
your power.
Even locally here in Hammond, I have a team. I feel the pressure to keep the team going, right? It's the same nagging pressure, but at a certain point, the elected officials got to look in the mirror and see their old ass staring back at them and say, it's time for me to move on. Because there's somebody that's 35 or 40 that wants my job, and they're going to be great. And you got to allow them to do it. And Joe Biden didn't do that. And he screwed our party up, man. I know you like the president.
I do.
He screwed up the Democratic Party big time.
Well,
Set us back for a decade.
I would say the DNC is complicit for sure.
For sure.
I mean, they're the ones that. I mean, this goes
They
back
wanted
to
to
even
keep their job,
They
too.
protected Hillary in 2016. You know,
You're right,
I mean,
bud. You're right.
You know, I mean, talk to a Barry Sanders fan. I mean, and I'm not one of them, but I mean, talk to a Barry Sanders fan. I don't.
Bernie?
I don't.
Bernie,
I'm not
Bernie.
like anti-Barry
Barry-
Sanders. Did I
Barry
say
Football
Barry?
player?
Bernie
Sanders.
He was
sorry.
on the Detroit
Yes.
Lions. He was a
Yes.
great running
I am
back.
a Barry
I don't
Sanders fan.
recall him.
He was a great
I am.
running
I'm
back.
a.
He was pissed
I'm
about
a
Bernie
huge Barry
Sanders.
Sanders fan. But
He was pissed about the whole thing.
I mean, Bernie's just a little too far
I was
left
a
for
big
me.
Bernie
But
Sanders fan.
yeah, and I mean, I think if you talk to a Bernie Sanders fan, they would bitch about 16. You know?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, though,
I'm
Bernie.
still bitter about it.
Yeah.
Come on, you can tell me Bernie doesn't resonate with all of us on some level.
Sure.
The fucking corporate greed and
Oh yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, on some
By the
level
way,
for sure. I'm just not all
The
in.
fact
on-
that everybody makes
all
$15
Bernie.
an hour, that's definitely Bernie
That's a
Sanders.
Bernie?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, you're
When
When
right.
he
know.
first said $15 minimum wage, I was like, this guy's
even though the
smoking
federal
crack.
government, the federal minimum wage is still $7.20.
But like everybody makes 15 now, dude.
Of course, I know.
everybody,
I
like
know.
kids that work for the city of
Yes.
Hammond are making it. You know,
it's
like
a pandemic result
Yeah.
of the pandemic.
I know some people who are still pissed off about Al Gore. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Let
goes
it
all the
go.
way
you
back.
know,
Let it go.
humans, we carry
it was
grudges,
2000.
man.
Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Life is young. Life is short, dude. You can't be.
I was
Speaking
barely
of, by the
forming
way-
cognitive thought when that happened.
By the way, this isn't appropriate timing. I should have done it at the beginning of the show, but Steve Fowler died already, man.
No.
Yeah, dude. We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
He went to hospice.
Friday.
Lindy,
No.
he's like 50 years old.
I
Lindsay.
know, Dad. You told me on the phone that you just like on Thursday you were visiting him.
Oh,
Did-
Thursday
I saw-
visited him. Friday we talked about it on Lockpod. Monday morning he passed away.
no. Yesterday.
And when I was talking to him, I knew he was on on morphine.
Morphine?
You could tell because I've seen.
On hospice, we pull the stops. You get all the good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he wasn't in hospice, yes, but he was like giddy, Lindsay, like laughing and joking, and
Good.
I was like,
That's good.
to me, I was like, this guy seems perfectly fine.
I don't think he was perfectly fine.
Obviously not.
No.
As
He
long
died
as
like
he
2 days
was
later, and he's young.
comfortable.
He was
and-
definitely comfortable.
Well, he had
He
a
was-
terminal illness.
He was watching football. He loves sports.
Good.
So
Glad
he
he
was
went out
watching
watching football.
It was so
Yeah.
sad, man.
No,
His-
hospice, true quality hospice is such a blessing because you get to live the life that you want to live. You're comfortable. You're taken care of. You get to eat whatever you want to eat. You can drink whatever you want to drink. If you want to drink a bottle of whiskey for breakfast, do
What,
it because
really?
you're in hospice.
Yeah.
We're not gonna put you in a bad mood by saying no.
Wasn't Jimmy Carter went to hospice like a year ago? No wonder.
Then he came out.
Yeah.
I know.
Actually, the
He's
general
like the only dude
rule-
I've ever seen it beat
Out of,
hospice.
yeah, beat hospice, and he's
The
still
general
going.
rule for hospice is that you need to have a doctor sign off that you have less than 6 months to live.
Oh wow.
6 months is a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's that
But
cool.
he beat
like
it.
you could drink whiskey, in the morning?
for the morning every
Fuck yeah.
morning for 6 months.
I'd be like,
Hey, that'll
sign
take
me
you
up.
out in a
Sign me up.
But
On the way out,
Fuck yeah, dude.
if I'm like 98.
They'd be like, I'd be like cranking Grateful Dead, smoking
Yeah.
out. They'd be
Yeah.
like, leave him alone. He's
Yeah,
in
he's
hospice.
good.
the nurse would show up and be like, "You keep doing you, bro."
I'm sure 4i could sign you a
I
letter
think-
saying you've got 6
Let's go.
Just
He-
right out. Then
he's
talk comes
retired.
out.
He's retired. He's not a doctor anymore.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, forget the Alex Jones
Yeah,
stuff.
we don't
We'll
have
do
time.
it next season. Yeah.
It's fucking
The
order. Did
Onion
you hear
bought
that?
his
Kevin's like,
website
wrap it
here.
up. He's like telling me what to do, man.
Well, it's already 8:40.
It is. So thanks everybody for listening to Lockpod. We appreciate you. We bitch about the show a lot. It is work, but we also love it. I know we do because John was here every fucking show this season.
Yeah, he didn't
every
miss
single
once.
show. He didn't miss one.
He's
So
saving up for
he's
next
one of the
season.
bigger complainers.
Congratulations.
I know.
I
Perfect
missed half
attendance.
the shows.
Yeah,
You
I'm ready
did.
for a break. Yeah.
John is one of the bigger Lockpod complainers, but he never ever misses a show, which is very, very. You get a special
telling.
sticker this year, John.
Thanks.
13. That's
13.
Taylor,
That's
Taylor
my
Swift's favorite
reward,
number.
a
by the
sticker.
way.
Lucky 13.
That's Taylor
son.
Swift's favorite number. And John, that's your season.
Good point.
By the way, I never even thought
Season
about
13 for
that.
Taylor
It was a
Swift.
Taylor Swift
Yeah.
season. That's very cool.
Damn.
So
it was meant to
It was
be.
the Taylor Swift season.
Hey,
we started off first episode telling you we were going to the concert, and we did it. So
Let's do this on the air. We're gonna hang out a show title for like 2 months here. Should it be MJ stands for my dog?
Yes.
Or Donald's Johnson?
I think MJ stands
Go with
for my
MJ.
dog.
Yeah.
It's too great.
No
we
cuss
don't-
words this
No,
time,
it's
though.
a good-
You
yeah,
guys should be
go
happy.
survive
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
everybody, we appreciate you. We appreciate our fans. Appreciate Jill, who's not in the studio today, for what she does. We appreciate Lindsay for what you do. It's awesome to have you guys as part of the show. Jay Vez, the producing and the loading of it to the internet and all that. Appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
And for your rightward views that are completely in line with the American public. Thank you for bringing us in line.
Yes.
Kevin Chandler, my partner
Sir.
in crime. Appreciate you very
Yes,
much.
sir.
Sorry about the big L we took this year.
Yeah.
It wasn't our fault. It wasn't our fault.
I agree.
We do our part locally.
We try.
It's all these dummies that run the DNC.
DNC, the Democratic Party needs to have some big sea changes.
They should all be fired. Every single one of
I
them.
mean, it's,
They suck.
We need some
Like,
change.
yeah.
Okay, let's go.
You guys should be running the DNC.
We should be running the
We
DNC.
Chairman.
I think
Oh,
we would do
God.
better.
I
You
know
would.
we would do better.
Yeah.
Like, no doubt about it. So, anyway, thanks, everybody. We appreciate our fans the most. Thanks for listening to Lockpod, being loyal fans. We will be back. In the meantime, if you miss us, we have 300 and something episodes right here on Apple Pod.
Don't
Just
worry.
go ahead, rewind one from like a year
We're
ago.
still going.
Act like it's new. Love you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy New Year. We will be back right after January 1st with another high-quality season 14. Take care, everybody. Lockpod's out.